Boom. And welcome to Living by Oak Values, guys. I am Gary, and this is my co host, AJ. And tonight we are talking about what are we talking about again? I do this every week.
We're talking about steel.
Steel. How is steel forged, and what breaks a man, and what builds a man? So, AJ, why don't you start us off? What do you have?
Well, before we go to steel, we're going to talk about church today.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do that. But
So,
wait, let's talk about what we've been doing and then roll into the church.
yeah, all right. So let's definitely talk about that. All right. So as anybody knows that does watch this, or if you don't know, we have northmancoaching.com, which Gary started many years ago and has been building consistently ever since. And he's also now put a lot of work in, as have I, to help him with bringing men in and building a school, and that's SKOOL. It's the Brotherhood School, Northman Coaching Brotherhood School. You'd go to northmancoaching.com, click on resources, and then Brotherhood School. It's less than 85 cents a day to join this Brotherhood. We have 4 groups a week, 3 of which are technically calls. They're half an hour calls. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's beginning of the week, midweek, and end of week. Thursday, which is our motivated men's group. The Monday call is about perspective and mindset. And then Wednesday is the bridge and kind of where we're at. And then Friday is gratitude. Yeah, help me here, Gary.
RAG,
Rag. Yeah, that's right.
reflection, accountability, and
Reflection.
gratitude.
Which is great. If you're able to make it, they are great. There are also other options in there. There's a couple of lessons that are getting uploaded in there, a couple of courses and classes. Back to Northman coaching real quick though. Gary's done a lot of work. If you are in the beginning of a divorce and you're in the first 30 days, or you're at that point where you've heard the D word, these are the most critical 30 days that you're going to hit probably in your life. Gary has a book on there. It is a free ebook that you can download on the first 30 days and how to handle yourself, how to react properly, and how to not completely destroy yourself and hopefully be able to save your marriage, because those first 30 days are the most emotional days you're going to have. And most of us don't act accordingly or as we should. We act out of emotion. So it's been a lot of work. Gary's put a lot of time and energy into building all this. And Gary's slogan, so to say, has always been brick by brick.
Can I jump in right there?
Please do.
Okay. So, and I appreciate that you did perfect right there. But brick by brick is what I've been saying. And today we go to church, and AJ is going to go into the beginning part of church when I'm done with this. But the pastor today he brought a brick on the stage, and he was talking about building the church, building the community brick by brick. And that I looked at AJ and I was like, you have got to be kidding me right now. I'm like, this is a calling right here. Like, don't stop. Like, we are growing for sure. Are we growing at the pace that I thought we'd be growing at when I first started this? No, absolutely not. But looking back, we're growing slowly but surely. This was after hearing, in the school community, hearing the guys that are transforming, that are feeling, being, and experiencing these changes, and then church today with the whole brick by brick. I was like, wow. I was like, I am not stopping. This train is like a locomotive, and you cannot stop this.
That is that divine intervention there. When you start questioning things and you're in your head, God, if you're praying and you're living a spiritual life as you should be, God will find a way to speak to you. Sometimes it is through other people, and it's very funny because we have had so many messages that have came from the pastor that
Hmm.
have just been mind blowing, completely mind blowing, and showing that, all the work that we're putting into trying to help other men is just amazing. Like I said, Gary's worked really hard at creating this company, and I worked really hard at helping Gary to bring other men in, and really build this brotherhood as much as we possibly can. take real pleasure in trying to help other men, especially going through divorce, going through traumatic events, or just tough seasons in life. I really do. I've been through it all. We've both been through it, and we both have some different experiences, but yeah. So back to that conversation. So as he's talking about brick by brick, he brings up this church in Barcelona, Spain,
Spain.
that is the tallest church in the world. And they are not finished building it. And they started building it 143 years ago. It is still just going. They are still not even close to completing this massive structure, introducing what's going to be a women's group. And just based idea was is everything that they're doing and what we bring in, even with every coffee we buy, that money gets donated and it's built brick by brick, which is exactly what we've been working so hard to do to bring men in to the Brotherhood School. And while I'm on that as well, Gary is a licensed life coach. If you are looking for one-on-one coaching, you can go to Northman Coaching. He does a free 60-minute coaching call, and he's more than happy to take that time. And if he can help in that 60 minutes, fabulous.
So that 60 minutes is all about you,
Yeah,
not you, AJ, but whoever. If we are to figure out if we are a fit. If I can help you, I want to help you. If I can't help you, I've got plenty of resources. I can resource you out to get you the help that you need. But it's that 60 minutes is for you to figure out who I am, me to figure out who you are, and to see if we can do this together because we want to build you brick by brick.
sure. Shoulder to shoulder.
Amen.
What it's all about. And I always say shoulder to shoulder. And I say that because how can you build brick by brick without men shoulder to shoulder to do it, or men and women shoulder to do it? That's
What's
how
up, Kratz? Thank you for that
everything is built.
heart or whatever it is you sent me.
I get it. Is he up top there?
I saw the
Oh,
corner. So anybody on TikTok, I can't really see your comments because my iPad's sideways and it's the holder's funny. But I
yeah.
want to say hi to my mom. She has made it tonight and she is on probably YouTube because she's on the Riverside. I see her. So
Okay. I
what's up,
didn't
mom?
see
Love
mom.
you. Glad
Hi,
you're here.
mom. How are you? I didn't have the things on.
Way to go, dude.
Happy to hear that you're looking good, mom, and happy to hear that things are going much better. Very happy. You're always in my prayers and my family's prayers.
Appreciate that,
So,
brother.
yeah, so a lot of that whole brick by brick and shoulder to shoulder, like it has become like a really important symbol to me to go to myself. I started out coaching with Gary, and I've known Gary for many years now. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't be where I am today without Gary and without Northman coaching. That's why I take so much pleasure with putting in whatever effort I can to assist Gary to continue to help him build and to build the Brotherhood School because I'm telling you, I personally know what it's like to go through a divorce, which I did recently, on top of being in an industrial accident and losing a good portion of my arm and having a lot of additional issues like PTSD, and I have chronic regional pain syndrome. There's been a lot. It was a lot on my plate, but because of Gary, I'm able to stand here today and work to try to help other men and set them in that direction. So let's kick off with steel. How
Yes.
is steel made?
Hold on. I want to say hi to Dennis. Dennis just showed up on
No.
Riverside.
Oh, I see Kratz now. How you doing, Kratz? I don't see
I'm gonna
Kratz.
leave you in charge of the TikTok comments because if I'm sideways, I know that I'm this
But do
extremely
you?
awesome, successful
Oh,
life coach, but I
definitely.
still
Yeah.
cannot afford a proper iPad holder. So if you want to join the school community and get some more money my way so I can buy a proper holder, that'd be awesome. And I wouldn't be sideways. Anyway, moving on. Seal, go ahead. What do you got, brother?
All right. So steel, crazy enough, is a tough subject for me, but steel is
My bad.
built. No, it's okay. But steel is built in 4, what do you call it? What's the word for it?
Stages.
4 stages, yeah. So you have heat, you have pressure, you have cooling, you have repetition. And it's a consistent thing that you must continue to repeat. And that's where the repetition comes in. If you miss any of those stages, then the metal that you're working with is just going to have bubbles, crumble, and you will not have steel. And now to kick off
What are the 4 stages?
So the 4 stages are heat, pressure, cooling, and repetition. Did I
So
not? Sorry, I
you're
thought.
telling me that to become a real man, to become the man that I wanna be, I need to go through the heat, the pressure, the cooling, and then I have to do it again?
Well, no, you have to continue the repetition of, yes, basically staying on track with continuing to work on yourself and continue those. You think about it like we talked about the other day in our men's group, you have your fire, right? You have
Mhm.
your fire. That's what you've been through, and you have what breaks a man, and then you have what builds a man. And then the repetition of continuing to understand those things, continue to work on those things so that you're no longer in those places. As long as you continue to put the work in, then you're not going to be the man that goes back to being broken. You're going to have a foundation now to put that steel beam on.
There
That's
you
what you
go.
have.
And Ember Sworn is here, and he said, "The forging of self." That's the Ember Sworn way, and Ember
Right.
Sworn's got a great self-guided journal out. It's a 90-day journal that's on my bookshelf that I can't grab at the moment. I'm not gonna try. Oh, it is right here.
Wait, Amber,
Right here. So, guys, if you guys want a
got
90-day
it?
journal, yep, I got it. It is a 90-day transformational journal. It is on Amazon. There you go, and as
Here?
Ember Sworn. So if you want that book, grab it, guys. It is definitely a life changer.
If we're gonna do that, I'm also
Go for it.
throw out Joel. Another amazing book author and podcaster is Joel Rosario
Full of the plugs.
and his wife Glow. And it moved on me. I'm gonna show it up
Yeah, I
here
got that
too.
camera,
Okay,
dude.
this is called May December End, The Ballad of Joey Flowers by Joel Rosario. It is a great read. Talks all about his life, what he went through, his hardships, and his work towards transformation. He also has sessions in lessons that airs on all podcast channels, Spotify, Apple. He's all over the place. And his wife, Chloe's co-host, has also started
New podcast.
a
Yes.
new podcast called Glowing
Glowing off
Scripted.
scripted.
Is it off scripted or
Glow
unscripted?
glowing unscripted. I
Glowing
don't know. I
unscripted,
don't know
yeah.
what it
No,
is.
it's sessions and lessons unscripted
Hey, Joel,
and
plug it in there
glowing
because nobody knows.
unscripted.
I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's unscripted.
Unscripted? Glowing unscripted?
So, yeah, it's unscripted. But yeah, so
Off
what
script. I was right.
it's off script. Oh,
Yes,
where
sir.
did I miss it? Where do you see this comment?
It's on TikTok. Oh, because it's on my page. You can't see it. I actually moved my computer now. I can see
Oh,
it because
that's
now we're 2
right.
different
I
pages.
forgot about
Sorry.
that.
My bad.
See, I saw Kratz. He said, "I'm great, man."
So he's on
I
both?
doing Jesse Payne,
I don't know.
and I don't. Yeah, I've got one person now. There was 16 people in the background. Now I got just one.
And whatever.
It's all
It's
right as long
glowing
as
off
they're
script.
following. That's all that matters. Yeah.
All right, back to the
So
steel though.
back to steel. All right. So heat. Heat is it's a fire, right? It's the fire that builds the steel. So I'm going to talk about mine. So as I just said, my fire, my heat would definitely be my divorce. But prior to my divorce, it would be my industrial accident. Like I said, I had a 10,000-pound piece of steel um, dropped on my right hand and wrist. Um, by a crane operator while I was up in the air. A full span structure, an overhead structure that holds the highway signs on it, which ended up causing what's called chronic regional pain syndrome. And ultimately, I ended up with infections for 13 months and it needed to be amputated or it was becoming life threatening at that point. And unfortunately, I also took along PTSD, which I don't like to talk about, but that came along with it too. So that was my fire there. What was your fire, brother? What was your heat?
Well, I'm actually gonna go through a list of what I have written down here for fire, and a lot of it actually goes back to me. So I've been at this a lot longer, well, longer than you have, not a lot longer, but
For
so
sure.
definitely my divorce, the feeling of rejection, financial stress, temptation, feeling unseen, being misunderstood, spiritual dryness, and cultural confusion around masculinity. And so for me, my divorce is number one. And as I've done a lot of shadow work, like rejection as a child, whether it was with, school kids or whatnot, feeling unseen, and that really goes with rejection, being misunderstood, financial stress. That is one that was of recent, but has gotten a lot better as I've gotten into this coaching, and like the first year or so was terrible, and things are coming around a lot better now. But financial stress can really put you down, and that is something that can burn you for real.
Yeah, you went deep. You went much deeper with this than I went on that.
Whatever.
But
We're not
yeah,
comparing. We're not comparing at all.
financial stress, it's a terrible thing.
Absolutely.
I've had to go from being a guy that worked, 60, 70 hours a week and made really good money to living on workman's comp and having it reduced, with all the hell that they've put me through. It's a lot of the burdens that came with my divorce, I think, were caused by that as well.
But so my last one that I have here is spiritual dryness. And I've told people before back in the day, a year ago, maybe with the podcast, being raised Catholic and with my divorce, falling away from Catholicism, and I was teaching my daughter Catholicism, and then I gave up on God, and I regret that so much. But as I look back and what I gave up on, I didn't give up on. Well, He didn't give up on me. Thank the Lord. Thank God. That makes sense. Sure, why not?
Thank God.
And on a trip to Idaho, I found God again on a mountaintop. And since then, my life has, I mean, I feel bad because there are so many people that I know, you include AJ, that have far more time invested and are far more spiritual than I am. And I feel God talking to me every day, like today with the brick by brick. It's just, I'm blessed. So He's back in my life and I accept Him 100%. So, but
It's important when you and I'm gonna get to that after. I don't wanna, jump down, but we're gonna touch back on that shortly, on that blessing there, and why you were able to receive that blessing in the way you did. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I didn't really go into that aspect, but, with the financial tension of everything, um that was created there, the loneliness, feeling like, I kinda lost myself as a man. I lost my self-identity, right? So now I've had my career taken away from me, and now my arm, and it puts you in a place of really looking in the mirror and asking yourself, "Who am I now?" And then my divorce. So it's like, "Okay, well, I'm a father now that's, completely falling apart at the seams. Divorced, I've lost my identity, my career, my financial stability, like, what else can I possibly lose?" And like I say, thank God for God, and thank God for Northman coaching.
so Joel says the things that have gone on, and here you are, standing tall and helping others stand tall as well. And that is the absolute truth. Shoulder to shoulder, brick by brick.
That's right. So, guys, I'd like to read James 1-2 because it really does fit in, and it fits in with what Gary said too about, he had the spiritual dryness. He's got himself back into church and back into prayer and back into following the Christian lifestyle. And he definitely does have God back in his corner, and the blessings are definitely there. But okay, so consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe, not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double minded and unstable in all that they do. Believe and humble your circumstances. Take pride in your high position. Now, I want to touch on the importance that I take out of that message, and it really comes down to stability, wisdom, taking the time to put the work in, believing in God, trusting in God and building yourself as an individual and doing it in God's honor, doing it walking with God. And that last part that I read there today when we were in service, I've never heard this before. Today, we thought it was in Matthew, but like I said, I'm not 100%. But basically, what it was a statement from Jesus that we were his saints. And I've never heard that before, but it was there plain and clear in the Bible. And it was a great feeling to think about that. And then as I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking about, wow, like, it's amazing having Gary in service with me because not only do I hear messages that touch my heart, my life, but then I hear all these messages that go directly to Gary. Like it's an unbelievable thing. Like it really is. It really is. But to get back on track, after heat comes pressure.
Well, wait, before you go back to sorry,
Oh, God.
yeah, before I put you back on track or you get back on track, what I got out of that was you're not lacking. What you read with James, like you're not lacking. And if you think you're lacking, ask the Lord for abundance or whatever it is takes you to make you not lacking. I don't know how to say that. Or join the brotherhood. I mean, there is no lacking. Anybody that is behind, we will lift you up. And when you get to a point where you are lifted up, you will lift up others that are new. Within the Northman School and Northman Coaching, there is no lacking. So join our school community. That's SKOOL, and the link is on northmancoaching.com.
Under resources, the
Under
brother.
resources, it's 84 cents a day, and you're going to get 4 groups a week. AJ went through it earlier, but if you weren't here, you're going to get it's going to be on Monday a weekly perspective on Monday. Wednesday is bridge and application. So where you're at and where you want to go, and that bridge in between that's going to get you there. We're going to talk about that to hold you accountable to walk across that bridge. And Friday is, I like to call it now, RAG, which is, what does it mean again?
It's accountability and gratitude. I
What's the
forget.
R? What? Why
I
can't
don't
I think of this?
you put your rag up
I
and
don't know.
you got me
I
so
forgot.
confused, but yeah, it's Friday to me is about accountability. It's accountability for where you followed and the reflection. Wow, thank you, Chris.
Reflection. Yes.
Chris, thank you, Chris. Real quick before
Chris
you
is on your page. He doesn't like me.
Ted said, had no idea you went through all that, AJ. The fact that you're still standing after all that says everything about your character. Kratz, thank you very
It
much.
does.
I
Absolutely does.
very much appreciate that, brother. It was very hard not to crack after all this, but yeah, 100%. Hey,
You know,
Kat, it's good to see you on the podcast.
on that
If
note,
you
with
want
with
to see
what
a
Kratz
better
sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
you
My
wanna
bad.
see us on a better picture, go on, Northman Coaching LLC on Facebook or at
Or YouTube.
Northman Coaching on YouTube. It looks much better on there. Um, but yeah, let's track back now to
Hold
Steele.
on. I gotta throw something else at Kratz now.
You doing?
So as far as what you've been through, I thought when I went through my divorce and everything, I thought I went through the ringer until I met you. And you, like anybody that says that, their life is bad or they've been through this and they're a victim, I'm telling you, look at AJ, call AJ, talk to AJ, join the group and become friends with AJ. AJ has been through it all, far more than me, far more than more than half the people I know, and he's still standing tall. He's still showing up, still being the man that he wants to be. He is not a victim. And I love that about him. I love that he has the strength to carry on no matter what.
Thanks, brother. I
Balls
appreciate
of steel right there. There's just steel.
it. There's your Steele. There's
All
your
right,
Steele.
now back to what you were. Now we're off
All
track
right.
here.
So now we've gone through heat. So now we're going to click over to pressure. So pressure in the aspect of creating steel is what breaks him. What breaks a man? You want to start off with that?
Sure. So what breaks a man is when they go through this pain, they tend to they isolate, they get numb, they seek validation, and they fight ego battles instead of spiritual battles. But we'll get into that in a minute. But they define themselves by failure. And this hits me because I did isolate. I sat on my couch with nobody. I had no wife, I had no kid, and all of my friends that I needed to talk to were not available when I was hurting. When I was crying, when I could not handle it, I had no friends, and that hurt. So I got numb. I drank a lot. I drank more than I ever want to admit. And as I got sober, I seeked validation or sought validation. I wanted to know that I was okay from my friends, from my neighbors. I wanted to show that I was okay, even though I did not believe it myself because I was a failure. I was a divorcee. I lost my wife. I lost my kid. I couldn't run my household. So those were all the thoughts that were in my head. So I was defining myself by failure. I was isolating. I was numbing and I was seeking validation. Where were you at for that, sir? Not in my life because we didn't know each
Well, I
other. But
mean, all of it, especially after my injury at
hey,
first.
Glow, what's up? Sorry, Glow's here on
Oh, hi, Glow.
Facebook.
And thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it, brother. It doesn't matter what tough season of life you're in, whether it's something tough because of finances, whether you've had problems, lost a job, you lose a family member that's close to you go through a divorce, or you're in some type of accident like I was. All of them cause men to fall apart in a lot of areas. All of them cost us to lose self identity, to isolate, to hide. At first, that's not what I did. At first, I was in major denial. I was in major denial that I wasn't going to beat this. I thought I was made of steel. I thought that nothing in the world could break me, nothing could ever make me fall apart. I really did. I really thought that I was steel in the flesh, and that took my identity, and I tried to kinda numb it all out, and at first, my pain just didn't make sense, and I tried to drink, and then I fought the ideas of the doctors and what they were saying, and I just yeah, I found myself really lost, and I didn't know how to reflect on myself anymore, and then the worse things got, the more I did isolate, the more I just lost myself. I really lost who I was. Like I say all the time, if you look in the mirror and you don't love the guy that's looking back at you, there's a problem. And I couldn't look in the mirror at all anymore because I knew I didn't like the guy that was going to look back. I knew it. And that was one of the toughest parts for me because I had been there before in life and worked really hard to never be in a position like that again. Now I've lost everything. I've lost my job. I've pushed my family away. I've pushed my wife away. I've pushed my friends away. I've self destructed in its entirety. I've hurt everyone around me and, and I've hurt myself. And it's life altering in that situation, right?
AJ, so Cliff says that he loves the strength from both of us and everyone in the community, and I have to agree. Like the showing up that's involved is
It's,
incredible. Like we are all so vulnerable. We put it on the table. There's no judgment, and we help each other.
it's right.
And Joel says he's pretty sure that there is an S under the sweater and hoodie. I'm not sure who's wearing a sweater, but rip open that. Show him that Superman under there. Show him that steel you got, brother.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's still under there. Don't worry. There's still
Like
something.
Superman, I think.
It's oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I
I think
I
that's what he
like
meant.
that, Joe. You're right. I can still come out of the phone booth, as we said the other night. I can still come out of it.
And then Joel says, "Would you say that a lot of men live under a false sense of security, feeling indestructible like steel?"
Very much so. Very
Absolutely.
much so. I think there are more men that walk around thinking that they are a brick shit, a
What say
brick
it, whatever. Say it. Bring
house,
it on. Say it like it is.
and that a
Brick
very
poop house.
false sense of security. I can't tell you how many men I've encountered, especially working in the blue collar world, that most men they cower to them. They cower to them because they're so loud and they got the big beards and they got the long hair and they seem
That's you.
scary.
It's you.
It was me, right? It was, and it's exactly why it was not an identity. It was not an identity. But I know so many guys, yes, Joel, that walk around with that and it's fake. The roar factor, as I so call it, is it's fake. It's a child's mentality. And it's that little boy within that we all carry with us, but that's men letting it out. That's what that is. It's us letting that little boy, that scared little boy inside of us come out with this big, deeper voice and a puffed up chest. And you walk around telling yourself that you're Superman every day, and you're not. You're not at all.
So Joel says he agrees. The bravado is certainly and certainty is false, or they do it because it's just how it's supposed to be. And that's it right there, what he just said. It is what it's supposed to be. If you haven't done this work and you don't know who you are from the inside out, then you put on that false bravado. You pound your chest like a man, you act tough, and you might be the toughest guy in the block, but inside
Most
you are
guys
broken and you are weak.
most guys that act like that too, they're holding on to inside, and that's the sad thing about it, because if you just take the time to admit that that trauma exists and put the work in, come to the Brotherhood School and join a great group of guys. Go to Northman Coaching, find a community like ours, even if you don't come to us and go to another community. It's what you need to do. Otherwise, you'll always live with that false sense of thinking that you're made of steel. Our community is just an amazing community of men. We are very lucky.
We are. So I want to before since we're almost we're still less than 40 minutes, but
Yeah.
the last thing on what breaks a man is the fight. They fight ego battles instead of spiritual battles. And while we were on our retreat, and I wanted to discuss this last week, but I missed it, is the armor that God gives us.
Yeah.
And that is the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of spirit, which is the word of God. And this group that we've created with school and Northman coaching in general, it really makes me think of the shield of faith. And if you're not religious, that's fine. Because if you watch anything with like the Revolutionary War or even the Civil War, I think, or even like Braveheart, where they're on the battlefield and they have the shield blocking them. And then the guy behind him has a shield that goes over his head. And the third row has a shield. So it's like shield, shield, shield. And that's how we move forward as men, especially in the school group. We are protected. We protect each other. We build each other up. And my shield protects my face. And the guy behind me, his shield protects my head. And the guy behind him, his shield protects him. So we are protecting each other through and through, building each other up brick by brick.
That's it, and that's the most important. So, all right, let's move on now to the cooling.
Yes. The
What
cooling is what builds you up.
builds the man?
Take it away, brother.
What builds the man is values. What builds the man is a brotherhood. What builds the man is God. What builds the man is understanding what healthy actually looks like. A lot of us have a misguided thought process on what healthy is. And that's why having a brotherhood is so important, so important. And that's why this school is so important to me. And that's why I never stop talking about Northman coaching, because it's everything to me. It is. And I'm going to throw it out there real quick. I know we are strapped for time. Anybody that's looking for a brotherhood, go to northmancoaching.com. Go to resources, sign up for the Brotherhood School. It's less than 85 cents a day. It's like $26 a month. You spend more than that on a couple of coffees a month. You
Easily.
should be able to invest that into yourself, into being a better man, a better father, a better husband, just a better you in general, because you will find it. You will find it with a group of amazing men that are real, they're honest, and there's integrity there. There's integrity in our group. And there's also courses. There's a couple of new classes that Gary's got that are going to be getting loaded in shortly as well. It's so worth it. On the other side of things, if you're going through the first 30 days of divorce, at northmancoaching.com, you can download the free ebook on the first 30 days. And you can also take advantage of the free 60-minute coaching call with Gary. And if you're interested in one-on-one counts, there's also one-on-one coaching, and there are open slots that are available.
There's actually only 2 open slots available right now, so
Okay, so well,
get them while you can
that's right.
or not.
Grab them while you can. But yeah, what builds a man is really important. There are so many things to start. First, there is finding a brotherhood, there's finding a coach, there's finding somebody that can give you some tools, somebody that's going to walk the walk with you. Okay. There's no genie. There's no genie out there. You are not going to find an answer to how to fix what's going on in your life. What you're going to find is men that are going to be your brothers and that are going to work with you shoulder to shoulder and brick by brick and help you to build values, help you to find boundaries, help you to find non negotiables, help you to really understand how to take care of you as a man and the order of how you should do that. Find real masculinity, biblical masculinity.
There you go. I just realized I screwed up. I did the whole,
Just screw up.
all the armor before the spiritual warfare. Whatever. I screwed up. But, so once you find that group of people like Northman School that will build you up, you become steady instead of reactive. And it's so important that you learn for everything in your life to respond versus react. You become obedient instead of ego driven. Ego will kill you. You become rooted instead of performative. To be grounded and know where you are and be okay with that instead of trying to be better than the guy next to you. And you
Sure.
become calm instead of chaotic. And I say that it's important to become rooted instead of performative because I have no desire. Well, I have a desire to be better than AJ, be better than everybody in the group. But once I am better than them, I grab their hand and I bring them up to my level. And as they become better than me, they grab my hand and bring me to their level. None of us let another man fall behind. And that's the beauty of this group. We build each other up brick by brick. We become the strongest men, the strongest human beings that we can be so that we can provide for our families, our loved ones, and ourselves. So
The day you stop working on yourself should be the day you take your last breath.
absolutely.
So, yeah, you had Bible verse yourself, sir.
I did. I kinda lost where I was with that, because I screwed up. From 1 Peter 1:7, "The tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, that perishes through it is tested by fire, may be found to the result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." And that goes to forged in the steel.
Sure.
So, and my last Bible verse for the whole thing is, and it's not even a verse, but where I tied in with the biblical armor, it's from Ephesians 6. And to sum that up is lead your home well, work with integrity, understand the real battle, and stand firm in God's strength, not your own. So, AJ, why don't you tie in the oak values energy?
Well, Uh, oak values has became something that's really important to me, especially the more that I learned about oak trees and then started to find so many things in the Bible that resemble oak trees and so many pictures I found throughout history with scripture that come to it. So, an oak's roots, they grow in the storm and they don't waver, they don't fall apart. They continue to grow no matter how bad the storm ever gets, and that's such a beautiful thing to me. It puts you into perspective of realizing that no matter how bad a storm can ever be, your real internal roots can still be growing and still be strengthening themselves. And I had something else that I wanted to say. My brain's kinda I'm drawing a blank, and that drives me nuts because
It's all good, brother.
Uh, yeah, so many things with scripture and everything else that was on my mind tonight to make sure I didn't forget to talk about. Now I topped that off. So do you tie in a little for me, brother? Save me.
So
Pull me
just
out of the sink of water.
well, you had said you said that the tree grows during the wind forces the roots deeper. It causes strength or results in strength, and that's what this brotherhood is. Our roots hold each other up. So when we are under pressure, we build together. That's all it really is.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a truth. That is true. That's not just a saying. For anyone out there that's watching, an oak tree, its roots actually do grow in a storm, and that is one heck of an amazing thing to think about, right? So no matter how bad the weathered storm is, does not mean that you ever have to stop growing or stop learning.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And if you guys are hearing this about, our school, SKOOL, and you're interested, if you guys sign on, it's 7 days for free. So you'll get 4 meetings. You'll get to see everything we're talking about. You'll get to experience the brotherhood without being charged. After the 7th day, you will be charged, but it's probably gonna break the bank for a lot of people, 84 cents a day. That's a lot. But,
terrible.
Check it out. Take your 7-day free trial. Take your 60-minute free call. We all want to help as many people as we can. So get in there, get the free stuff in, check it out, see what we have to offer. The only thing I ask is that if you go into the group, whatever you hear stays in the group.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you
We are Fight Club pretty much in the
fantastic.
sense that
We are fine.
nothing leaves.
And, I guess to throw it out there too, I mean, it is 84 cents a day. And, as terrible as it is to pay $26, might break the bank. You get 7 days for free to start off as well there. You kind of get to come on and join. And if you sign up for the annual, it's even cheaper. And I don't remember exactly what the price is. And I wish I did right now. I
I can
have
tell
it
you if you
written.
want to ask me.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Only
How
$200 for the year, so that actually breaks down to 54 cents a day.
so see, and I mean, at that point, yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling you, anybody that takes the time to come into our Brotherhood school and attend some meetings, goes through any of the courses, you will definitely realize that you're getting a steal without a doubt, and you're gonna walk away a grounded man as long as you're open to putting the work in. And if you show up, you will continue to succeed in life. There's nothing better than getting to a point, regardless of what age you're at. I'm almost 42 years old. Like, it doesn't bother me that it took me till, 40 to realize what was real and what wasn't, and what a real man looked like, what a real man actually felt like, what it felt like to actually have a foundation. Or like Jesus said, a rock. I know what it's like to stand on a rock. I know what it's like to have a foundation, and everybody else and everything else that's around me is what builds the house on that foundation. But I'm the solid foundation at the bottom. I'm what keeps it all strong. I'm the roots of that oak tree.
Yes, you are.
And that's what being a man is about. Not being a man that cracks under pressure, not being a man that can't weather the storm.
So Joel just said, "Don't feel bad, brother. Still clueless until my 50s." And I want to tell you, Joel, you're not clueless. I've seen so much growth in you. It is ridiculous. You've inspired me. You're 42, AJ, right? You said I started this journey when I turned 40, I think it was, and now I'm 40. I'll be 48 this year, and every year I'm learning more. I part of me says I wish I knew this earlier. I wish I knew this when I was 20, but I don't because every year that I have spent hiding from who I should be up till I was 40 made me who I was. And every year that I have grown since I turned 40 and started this work has defined the man that I am becoming. And I love every single bit of it. I can't wait to see what tomorrow has in store because every day I'm reading something, I'm learning something, I'm understanding, and every day it just gets better and better because I am open to it. I allow it. I'm willing to accept it all. So therefore, I can handle it all. So yes, never stop learning, Joel. But you are not clueless, my friend. You are killing it. You are awesome, brother. I am, and I'm proud of you. Yes, a lot of us. Joel says, but a lot of us need to allow it in to be open, and we do. Because if I think that I am done, I am where I need to be, I'm perfect the way I am. Then what else do I want to learn? If I'm not willing to learn it because I know it all, then I'm not going to learn. That's why you need to be open. And I appreciate you too, brother. All right.
We both appreciate you, brother.
We're at 53 minutes. So to wrap this up, remember, guys, that steel is forged through heat, pressure, cooling, and it gets repeated again and again and again. And I've said before that the lessons that you are learning in this world, if you don't learn the lesson, it is repeated. So as you are thrown in the fire, as you feel that pressure, and as you are cooled down, and that's your growing stage, you're going to face it again. But remember, when you're going through the fire, the best thing, the quickest way through the fire is straight through it. Don't beat around it because you're going to feel it again. So go through that fire.
The other
And
side of
remember, the brotherhood will build you up.
The other side of the repetition too is understanding that if you skip any of the processes or you don't repeat while you're creating steel, then you end up with just a flimsy metal that doesn't end up steel. And now if you think of a man and you think of the rock that a man is supposed to be in life, as we all should be, or we should all be working to be, you have to continue to go over and work and over and work if you stop repeating that, then you lose yourself in life. It's just like with a marriage, right? You have your honeymoon stage. Everybody has their honeymoon stage, right? And at that point, you're heat, you're fire, you're cooling, you're repetition, you think you're everything, nothing can break me, everything's building me, I'm nothing but cool, I'm amazing, I'm doing everything right, got my repetition, like you think you are still, right? And then one day you get comfortable and you settle down. Guess what? You stop the repetition. You stop working to look good. You stop worrying about going to the gym so that your wife likes what she's looking at. Or maybe it's you stop worrying about wearing cologne or that nice aftershave
Taking a
that
shower.
or taking a shower, maybe. Yeah. Maybe it's you don't cut your hair or something. I don't know.
Wow.
It could be anything, right? It could be absolutely anything that you get comfortable and stop worrying about. And now you're at a standstill. And now that steel just got a lot of bubbles in it and it's not steel no more. Now it's just a flimsy metal. And the more flimsy it gets, the more it goes back down to just minerals. And it's nothing.
So
So
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
if you want to be successful, even in the places, if you're a man out there and you're in a happy marriage right now and everything's going good, talk to a man that's gone through a divorce. Hear why those things happen.
Can I cut
And
you in
then
right there?
give us a call.
Give us a call because if you talk to the wrong man that's been through divorce, that's bitter and angry and blames his ex-wife, you're talking to the wrong man.
That's true. Don't talk to somebody who just went through a divorce.
Talk to somebody who's choosing the growth. But I want to talk to you real quick before we end it about comfortability, what you just talked about. So the other day I was on the phone with a friend of mine and we prayed together for her family, my family,
It's great.
and I told her that I am so uncomfortable, and we've talked about this before, praying out loud because I've never done it as a child. And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't need to do that." And I said, "No, I want to do this because
Right.
I'm uncomfortable and I'm growing and I'm getting
Yep.
better at this and I love it."
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, well, that's an interesting place to be." And I said, "Yes, I choose to be uncomfortable. I choose that growth. I want that. I don't want to be comfortable. Comfortable actually now in this stage that I'm in, comfortable is not comfortable and I don't like it. I like being uncomfortable. I like being challenged. I want more. I want to grow and that's it. So on the rap side, if you're going through divorce, get my free ebook. If you need a 60-minute call, reach out at northmancoaching.com. If I can coach you, I will. If I cannot, I have plenty of people I can recommend you to. Join the school. No, 84 cents a day
84th.
unless you pay for the year at 54 cents a day. And if that either number is too much to invest in your life, take a look in the mirror. Find a loved one and ask them what you're worth. I don't recommend getting that outside validation, but every single person that walks this planet, man, woman, child, obviously women and children can't join the group, but you are worth far more than 54 or 84 cents a day. Check it out, guys. And that is it. So we will see you on next week for the next podcast. And for anybody that is in Arena School, we will see you mañana
That's
for
right.
perspective and mindset. All right,
Sure.
guys.
Sorry, guys. And shout out, thanks to everybody that joined tonight.
Yes.
Thank you to Joel and Glow Sessions and Lessons. Thank you for Glowing Off Scripted.
And Ember Swan
Thank you for Amber Sworn. And thank you, Kratz.
and
Thank
CE
you,
Shuffler,
Chris.
guys. If you guys looking for a motivational coach, eshuffler.com. Right? See, no.
You had to hijack that and
All right.
didn't
How
give me
can
the
you
chance
forget?
to
Do it.
say
You do it
Cliff's
then. You
name.
do
So
it.
you always he's throwing out Cliff's name, He's trying to steal Cliff.
Do it.
I get it. No.
You do it. He likes you
Check
better. He
out
took your he
check
took your side last night.
That's right, that's
Screw that
right.
guy. You take care of it. You
They
do it.
jump ships. That's right. Yeah, guys, check out CE Shuffler. I find him on TikTok. He goes live several days out of the week. He was a great motivational coach. You will absolutely appreciate his lives. He does do some free coaching on there. He takes questions all throughout his lives, several days a week. He has posts constantly. Check him out. And like
Wrap
I
it up there.
said,
We're over an hour.
go to northmancoaching.com, click resources, and go to the Brotherhood School.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, now, gentlemen, everybody have a great and safe week. We hope to see you in our school.
See you guys next week. Have a good one, guys.